everyone and welcome. It's Kylie Bertucci, Stampin' Up demonstrator in Australia. Thank you so much for joining us this week for our free Stampin' Up craft class. Today we have an amazing project to show you. I'm so excited about this one. It's kind of something that I've done in the past, but Bruno of course did a spin-off, a little twist on what I had already made in the past. And I think you're really going to like it. It's an amazing idea. I just think it's very smart. So let's dive on in and have a look at this amazing project. This is it here. We are going to be using, and I'll get the catalogue here to show you exactly, oh, there goes the paper, to show you exactly where it's from. It's found in the holiday or the mini catalogue. It's Artfully Amaryllis. First things first, Amaryllis. That's the one, this one here. And we're going to be using this bundle. It is absolutely gorgeous. Really love it. I know everyone says, I've got too many flowers. I've got so many flowers. Well, you know what? You don't have amaryllises. You need a first things first amaryllis in your life. Because every flower is unique and different. And I love that it's great for all sorts of different occasions. It's got a fantastic set of sentiments. It's just a really great all-rounder. So let me show you this card. You are going to be a little bit surprised because it looks like it's, you know, pretty standard, stock standard from looking in the front. We have some beautiful blending happening there with our Wink of Stella. I thought I'll use a bit of Wink of Stella because I do like a little bit of bling from time to time. But this is the opening. Ta-da! So this is the take. I think the card that I did previously was just this part here. But Bruno thought of the idea of kind of having it hidden inside a normal size card, which I love. So that's what we're going to do today. It looks difficult, but it really isn't. And I'm about to show you step by step how easy and simple this card is to make, even though it looks like it isn't. So shall we jump in? Let's do some crafting together. All right, let's get our first things that we need. So I think the best thing is to get the cardstock cut. I love to cut all my cardstock, have everything ready to go. And then from there I can sort of start compiling and stamping and doing all that sort of thing. So we will get our handy little trimmer here. Our Stampin' Up trimmer, which if you don't have it in your life, you need it. It's just wonderful. And we're just going to cut this in half. So get your, should we say the widest, yeah, the widest side of your cardstock and cut in half. And I will put the measurements for everyone down below so that you have them all there. And we're going to score that. We'll burnish, and I like to use my trimmer to help me score really accurately. Just go right up against the edge here and right up against the edge on this side, and then use your bone folder to score that nicely so it's ready to go. Now we also need our front pieces here, which if you have my card template tutorial, I am using the Highland Heather size and the Azure Afternoon. If you don't have our card templates, it's okay, you can go to the links below. But this tutorial just helps you to, basically, it's like a real life sketch. A lot of people love the card templates, me included. I use them all the time. They're so handy. And they just help me to figure out what sizing I would like. It's like, yeah, a real life sketch, which is very handy. So that is the basic wide. So that's what we're going to be doing our stamping on. And then the next size, we need to cut some Pretty Peacock out of the Highland Heather size. Now I'm not showing you the card templates because I don't want to confuse you, because we all use different sizing around the world, and that can be a little bit confusing when you're first starting out stamping. You're like, why is my card different to their card? So there we go, that's our front layer. Now we need the paper. So look at this gorgeous paper. Where is this paper from? We need it in our life. It is called the Regal Distressed Pattern Specialty, so you can get that on our online store if you live in Australia. And it has this gorgeous paper, but also this one here, which I'm pretty sure is cherry cobbler, but that's gorgeous as well. And then this one here. So it's a specialty paper, and I think this card, because it is a little bit stepped up and it is a bit special, it's a perfect time to use specialty paper, right? And we're just going to cut that down to the Poppy Parade size. And all of you who have my card templates, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So that is our front. Now, our insert here, we need to do this little cube section here. So let's get our measurements for that. And we're going to use the other half of, or actually I use that for chopping the front cover, but that's okay. We can use it on here. So let's go to my recent photos, because I just took a photo of the measurements so that I wouldn't be confused, because you know how easily I get confused. And I need to score this. So basically you're cutting it in half. Now in metric, we're going to be scoring it at 1 centimetre, 5 centimetre, 10 centimetre and 15 centimetre. Actually, no, well, that wasn't right. I don't know why I did 1, 5, because it's actually 1, 6, 11 and 16. But I will put the measurements up because I don't trust myself to tell you all live while I'm doing this, because, you know, I am Kylie Bertucci and I have my limitations. I'm well aware of those limitations. Measurements and math is one of my limitations, but that's why I came up with the card templates. And boy, am I happy that I did, because it helps me a lot. Yes, good. So you can trust my measurements. 1, 6, 11 and 16. But I will put up the inches measurements a bit later on. So what we're going to do with the little 1 inch scoring here, that's going to be what we use to glue it all together. But they're basically just 5 centimetre panels all the way around, like so. And we'll just burnish all of those edges there, just to give it a really crisp edge. I never thought that using my bone folder and burnishing was a thing, but it really is a thing. It's very, very important. So we'll burnish those ones there. That's all good. And I'll just do that side there too. So I don't think we did the smaller piece. And there we have it. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to stick that down, but we're not going to do that straight away because we want to do our panels for inside here. And what I found, because I wanted it to go flat, I actually found it was better to have the seam on the edge, and it just, I don't know, it just folded better when and making sure that you're gluing it down with that flat. We're going to put our little panel piece there to make sure that, yeah, that's all happy. So the little cutout is going to be there. And yeah, it looks really good. Everything looks like it's all lined up. So we need to just do the panel pieces here for inside the card. And I've got a few of these. Now you don't have to use, in fact, we'll possibly even use a couple of the, like on the inside. I think I'm going to use this one because I really like that, but I think it would be nice to have a little bit of contrast. Oh, I don't know. It's such beautiful paper, isn't it? Should we keep it the same? It's so hard to know. I've got enough paper here to use it inside as well, so let's do that. Why not? Now, I need to do that measurement and that measurement. Let's make sure that that's all accurate there. Yes, I'm happy with that. Looks a little bit skew-iff here, and I don't know why that is not lining up with that. But anyway, we'll do that. and see if that's all hunky-dory. Like I said, my measurements at the moment, I will put up the real accurate ones because I kind of just adapted what I had on hand. And I don't trust myself to tell you in person. 2, we need 4 of these, don't we? Now, a big shout out to all of our members on the page. You'll actually see those that are commenting that have like a special little symbol next to their name. They are actually our amazing VIPs. So big shout out to all of you. We really appreciate your support. I think some other channels call them Patreons. But I like to call them our VIP members of our YouTube channel. You can all join. Anyone can join. You're welcome to join our community. And you get special little behind the scenes things that happen, which is kind of exciting. We like a bit of behind the scenes. So if you're interested in checking that out, then you can join just month by month if you wanted to. You don't have to, it's not a continual thing. You can just do 1 month and then finish up if you like. Just to check it out, you'll have access to all the content that's already there as well. There we go. And also big thank you to everyone that has signed up for online stamping retreat as well. We're very, very excited about our online stamping retreat, and we know that you're going to absolutely love it. It's just the bomb. We've had so many sign up to online stamping retreat, and we just want to thank you so much for doing that. We really, really appreciate all of your support. For those of you that don't know about online stamping retreat, it's a $45 US retreat that's coming up in just over a week's time. So a week and 2 days. And it's just going to be such an amazing event. It's all fun folds. There's a pre-event show that you can get straight away. We have giveaways. You have 6 live demonstrations from this amazing team here. Hi everyone. Lisa, Gina, Bruno and myself. So definitely go and check that out because you are definitely going to want to sign up for that one. We've got all of the links below if you want to check that out. And don't forget Francois the Fox. If you haven't got that already, please go and get it. I think Bruno said to me just as I was filming this that we only have 10 of Francois left. Only 10 of this little guy left. So please don't delay if you want one, because yeah, they're going to sell out. This one I think is our favorite of all time. So go and check it out. Okay, so now let's get back to our project. I digress, as you know I like to do. So we've got our little insert here that's happening, and we do need to make the little cutout happening in the middle of the card, as well as cutting out our beautiful amaryllis and the stem. So let's do some die cutting now to get all that sorted. The insert, in case you were wondering what I used to cut that out, it's the countryside corners. So that's what we'll be using for that. And this is the bundle that I showed you from the catalogue on page 48. So we're going to be using these beautiful flower pieces and this stem here. So let's pull out what we need from this collection. So I need those 2. They're going to make 1 flower. And then we also need these 2. Now, I have seen some people use these other ones here, but yeah, I'm not too sure how they fit on. I'm not sure where they go. So if anyone has a video or someone that they know that knows how to use them, excellent, well done. And I'm just pulling those 2 because that's the little stamen thing that's going to happen, and this is going to be in the middle of these 2 here. When they are combined like so, we're going to put that little stamen in the middle there. So let's cut those out, and we need our stem, of course. And I'm going to use the mini stem with this because it's nice and simple to do. So let's bring that over. Hello, little Minnie. How have you been? You've been a good little one? I forget what I named my Minnie. Poor thing. Forgotten a name. I recognise a face, but keep forgetting names. It's just so tragic. Does that happen to you too? It's like I know exactly who you are, and then I remember the most random things about them. Like information that no one else would ever remember. But then completely just can't remember the name. It's devastating. Oh, to be so smart as to remember names. We can't be good at everything, right? It keeps us humble. So that's the flowers there. I'm just going to have another set of the, yes, these two. So let's do those two there. This was just a scrap piece of the Berry Burst colour, in case you're wondering what colour I'm using. And with my mini, as I mentioned on my videos, I like to use the grey base, number 3, rather than the one that Stampin' Up! Say to use. I think they say to use the white one. But yeah, I find it's just easier to get through the machine when you use the grey dye. Boy, this one's really staying in here. There you go. You're out. Excellent. Now we need our little stamen pieces. So we've got these here, and I'm just going to do 2 of the rounder ones. Perfect. You can go over there. I've got my little collection happening of little flower parts. There we go. And that one. And then all we've got left is just the stem. Let's see if I have a piece of cardstock that will fit in, and if I don't, guess what I like to do, people? Yes, I cut for my mini because I like to use my mini, so I'm happy to use my snips to just cut out the piece that I need. Random, I know. Now I think, is that the right piece? Yes. Oh, there's another piece that we need as well, actually. I was like, no, that seems too short. How are you going, little Francois? You happy, little one? I wonder if seeing this, if Francois has all sold out. I can imagine him going today. I feel like today's the last day to get him. I think we'll sell out after this session together. And then the other piece that we need is this one here. And yes, I am cutting around the outside. Love it. Brilliant. That is gorgeous. So all those pieces can go back on their little magnetic sheet so I don't lose anything. So we've all been there, done that, and been very sad about it. Totes devs when we lose a piece. Good, that all looks happy. Now, what else do we need? Oh yes, I know, we need to do some, I like to put it in its little place there. So we're actually going to bring the big stem in because we're going to do our insert here using the countryside corners. And surprisingly, it was better. I looked at the larger sizes thinking, oh, that will be good because it's like a more open space. But I found that the third largest was actually a really nice size. So if I put them all together like so, let me show you here. This is a really great die set. This is actually from the annual catalogue, this one. It's just a really great set. It's one of those go-tos that I use quite often for sentiments and for these sort of projects as well. So yeah, the third largest, or I guess you could say the fourth smallest, whatever you prefer. Well, actually it's not 4 if you count the banner. This is really cute too, the banner. But yeah, that's the one that you want, just so that you can see them all lined up there. And what we're going to do is just pop that, you know, as close as we can to the middle. But before we cut, actually, we need to glue down our paper because then we'd have to cut again. And it's just easier to do it all together. So let's do all our pieces here that I've cut out and stick those down. I feel like I'm missing a piece somewhere. I've got, ooh, I think I found it, everyone. Good, you can stop looking, everyone. I found it. So they are our pieces. Now you could line this up, like as in get the cut perfect so that they all line up with each other. But I found because you're cutting out, it doesn't really, and they're in panels, it doesn't make a huge difference if they line up or not. But just maybe just for the front one, it is quite nice to do. That one kind of lines up. It's not really lining up, but we'll pretend it is. These two can go on the side. And I've just got to make sure, actually, when we glue it down, it's a bit confusing, but they're actually going to be here. Because when we close this, we're going to be looking through on into the inside and seeing through there. Oh, sorry if you can't see. So it's going to be actually on the back here and here that we're going to be sticking down. So let's do the front first, and then I'll show you exactly what I mean so you know what I'm talking about. It's probably as clear as mud right now for you. Don't worry, I will show you and it all will become clear. Okay. So we have that piece there. Just make sure that it's on the bend okay. Yep, that looks good. Beautiful. So that we can now cut out. Put our tape on just to keep it in place. And I'll bring in the Stamp Cut and Emboss machine. Come over here, little one. Well, he's not a little one really. This one's a big one. And so we're just going to lay that down. We've got it in place. And then I'll just run it through a couple of times just to make sure that it really cuts through, because we've got 2 layers of paper and cardstock. So let's just have a look. Yes, that looks great. You may return to your home. So just be careful you're using the tape. Any tape that you put on your work, just be patient and gentle, because it can get stuck. All right. Now you'll see what I mean here, that we need to stick the 2 pieces on the inside here. So let's do that. It keeps flipping and just looking very white. I'm like, where did it disappear to? It's weird having paper that doesn't have like a pattern on the back. And in some ways, I don't know what you think, but in some ways I think it's quite good, because there's kind of an anxiety that I used to have, having to glue onto like beautiful coloured paper, particularly if I decided I'm not going to use the special side, like say it was like a gold emboss or something like that. I felt like I had to use the better side. So I don't know if that was just me, but I just, yeah, sometimes struggle with that. I have got a lot better now in doing the Love It, Chop It, and making sure that I use my paper. I just tell myself things like, you know, don't hoard it. It's got to go to someone. Someone else needs to enjoy it. Now, this part here, you're going to stick it down flat. So we want to go, oh, did I end up doing it the wrong way? I did it the different way to what I told you. I just naturally, I gravitate to this being the, this seam being at the back, but it's still got to go flat. So I'll show you what I mean. I'm like, why did that end up not going on the edge like I said? But anyway, it will still work. So we're going to do that. So we've got our glue there, and we're just going to make sure that this is folded down and flat. But we also want this to have a bend to it too. So there's like this fine line. So basically just don't do what I did and make sure that you do it on the edge. I'm like, oh no, I didn't do it on the edge like I said I would. So I should have actually cut the piece out from here. So I wasn't paying attention. But it will still be beautiful. But I'll show you what I mean when I go to close the card. It won't like fully close. I could possibly like cause it to close, but it's just the fold isn't quite even. So anyway, you'll be able to troubleshoot that. But definitely if that seam there was there, then you should be fine. But I'll show you exactly what will happen. See on here how it won't like open flat. But it's not, I don't consider it a deal breaker. For me, it's not a big deal. But if you really want your card to go down flat, then yeah, you'll need the seam to be on that side. For me, it's not a drama. I kind of like that it pops out and sort of stays there. Yeah. Anyway. Oh dear. What would it be without some Kylie entertainment, right? So, what else do we have here? Let's put our little flower here. So, first thing I'm going to do is actually create this little sort of stem leaf thing that's happening. So we'll just put a bit of Tombow glue there. Possibly would be better on the other side actually, so that you don't end up with Tombow glue where you don't need it. Good. And then what I decided here, because of the way that the card folds, I actually cut this little stem off here because when it closes, the flower actually sticks out. So I'll show you what I mean, and you can gauge what you want to do. But this is what I did. So I'm just going to stick some glue there. Stick that down. Some glue there. Put my little stamen. And then do the same here. I just stuck down. There's one that's just slightly like got more of a circumference in the center. And so that's the one that I placed at the bottom because I just found it was easier to glue on top of there. That's that one. And then with this one, we want to have the little stamen sticking out. So we'll put a bit of Tombow glue there, have the stamen, and then we want to have a bit of glue here. That's probably a little bit too much, but that's okay, you'll forgive me, to stick down there. And it kind of sits a little bit off the edge, but I don't mind this sort of staying up and then it being glued down the bottom there, like so. And then what I've got here is I'm going to stick one of these. Wait for it to dry, everyone. Don't do what I did. That's better. So I'm going to have one of them there and one of them on this side. Yeah, looks good there. Sort of over the top. And then this one I had here, but it kind of stuck out the edge a bit when it closed. So I'll show you what I mean. Well, that's not really gluing down. You might have to use some more glue than what I did, or use some tape, because that is, yeah, not staying happy. I mean, I did try and open it and squash it and fold it a few times, so if you give it a good burnish, that should stay in place. Yeah, that looks good. So if we have our piece here, I'll show you what I mean by the flower sticking out. So we've got our piece there, and if we pretend that this piece, I don't think I'm going to be able to lift it up for you. I'll just do the one flower as an idea. So say if we put that there so it's sitting over the top, it sort of sticks out and folds out like so. So unless you can bring that flower in a little bit, you might be able to, but yeah, any other direction it looks a bit odd. And any way that I brought it in, it's like too far in, because it's like the flower's not going to be sitting like right on that stem there. So I ended up chopping that off and just putting it sort of behind, because it was just too far over and would stick outside the card once you fold it. So we'll do that, do a little bit of surgery on the flower. And we'll still stick that down because it'll be handy for us when we stick it behind the other flowers. I mean, you probably don't have to, but anyway. We all make it up as we go, don't we? God, just like, la la la, let's do this. And this will stick. Actually, this will be really good when this sticks down, because this is all going to stick in place now, and that will seal that. So I'll just do this side, and then we can do the other side. Wonderful. Isn't that the coolest? It's such a good idea on Bruno's behalf. I was like, that's so smart. I never would have thought of putting it inside the card like this. I'm sure it's been done somewhere online. I did try and look for it, but to no avail. Because, you know, what do you call these things? We just like the pop-up cylinder card thingy majiggy. And then we're going to stick those two down. But yeah, see how it's not flat. But yeah, you get the idea. I personally don't mind it. Beautiful. And I like to stick these in afterwards because then you can just like make sure that the measurements are really good, like the right distance from everything that's stuck down. And then we'll do the front cover and put our flowers in. And then we've got some stamping that we can get done. Perfect. That's our stamping. Now our flowers, let's bring those in and get this stuck down. So I think I preferred, yeah, that one to be stuck down and the other piece on top. Hold. The silicone sheet would be a very good idea right now if we were channeling our inner Lisa, keeping our workbench clean and tidy from Tombow glue. But no, alas, Kylie loves to make a bit of mess on her tabletop. That's good there. We just don't want to cover too much of that stamen. And then I'm just going to stick this guy. Actually, we'll stick this down and then I can find out where I want him to go. So you just want to make sure that it's not too far over to the left. So I think that looks really good there. And it's going to close nicely too. We're going to make sure that see how that literally just sneaks in there, that bit of grass. So it's pretty much to the edge. And it was this side here. Wonderful. Closing, yes, all happy. And then we can stick this little guy in here. Once it's dried a little bit longer. Anyway, we'll figure out where that's going. And we're going to do a little bit of Wink of Stella as well. So I'll just leave that to dry for a moment before we do the next thing. We can do some stamping. Yay! We can do some embellishments with our spare chopped out pieces here. We've got at the front, I've just got a thank you, that's right. So I can do the thanks to begin with. And I've got our new Wow embossing powder, which really is wow. It's fantastic. My mouse feels like it keeps getting in the way today. I don't know why. It's like, why are you always in the way, little mousey? Good. Tap away any excess. Pop that straight back into the container. Lid on and pop it away because I'm not doing any other embossing, so that all goes in the tray all together. Okay, I'm just going to go a bit closer here. You could just do a rectangle if you wanted to. You don't have to do it like close up. But I don't mind snipping. There we go. And that's going to sit just there. Thanks. Very cute. And this can sort of tuck in behind there like so, or can come up behind here. So you've sort of got like a climber of flowers. I actually don't mind that. Or you could, we could possibly tuck it in like that, because that, as long as it's closer in, yeah, I like that. As long as it's not further than this bit here, then we're all happy. Yep, looks good there. The only thing is that it won't look too good from the other side looking in, but you know, who's going to be flipping this card over to check behind? Me. No. If they look, then they have to be prepared what they find. It's a bit like embroidery, really. But no, you wouldn't really go behind there. I like that. Looks good. Wink of Stelly. Stelly Belly. I feel like doing the Wink of Stella really made this die pop. It really was like, yes. Took it to the next level. Level up. Level up. Okay, let's have a little look at that when that sparkles. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. So we'll just let that dry a little bit longer and we'll do our stamping. So we've got our beautiful flower, artful amaryllis, and our sentiment in the corner there as well. So I've used the Memento Black for the flower, and I've got that already on a block over here. Oops, just put my finger in it. and finger here. Of course I did. I expect nothing less of you, Kylie Bertucci. I would be shocked if it didn't happen. That's all I'll say. Okay. So our amazing members, they got to see this card early. One of the perks of being a member. They got a video showing the card last night. I'll just move this up a bit so you can see. And I actually tried the Black Wow emboss last night and can highly recommend that. But because we're doing blends, sometimes, and I haven't actually tried the Wow emboss with blends. I should actually give it a go. But the previous embossing powder, it sort of would pull away and create like holes in the embossing. Like it would actually remove the embossing from the cardstock, which was not ideal. But I haven't tried it with the Wow emboss powder, so that should be something I give a go. So I can't say don't do it if I haven't done it myself. I haven't tested it. Just put a couple of these things away. A lid on my Tombow glue. Oh, what is going on here? Doing a little bit of a tidy. I don't know where my snips cover is. Where did you go, snips cover? He'll show up. They always do. They always come back home. I'll put the stamps over this side for cleaning. Good. I'm feeling less claustrophobic now. And let's do some colouring. So we are going to, I'll just zoom in a little bit for you. Let's see if I can do that without breaking it. Yes, that looks good. And I'm going to do the dark berry burst to start with, just to sort of go around those lines. And also like in these grooves where you can kind of see that there's an overlap from the petal. So I would assume that there would be a shadow there. But I am no colorist, but that's what I like to guess, just for a little bit of depth and shadow and all that sort of fun stuff. And then I'll come in with the white, and this is where the cool stuff happens. This is where I go into my colour mode. Oh, I feel so calm when I colour. Look, I really should just stamp a whole heap of stamps, some images, and just colour them all at once, because I just enjoy it so much. Oh, that was so good. I went into a totally different little place. I went into a different planet. And then we'll do the same thing with the leaves. Come in with some dark sections, just a little bit on there, a little bit on there. And then we'll come in with the lighter. Actually, I'll use the thinner side just for this bit here. And then we'll do the beautiful. Very happy with that. And then we've got our little embellishments, but we'll put them on at the end. So that's the Berry Burst and the Pretty Peacock blends that I've used, just so you know which ones. Yes, and of course we'll do a little bit of Wink of Stella on here as well. I'm in a Wink of Stella mood today. Okay, let's have a little look at that. Wow. There's the spot. Sparkle, sparkle. And we've got our little backing piece here that we can glue down. Perfect. Bring in our card. So yeah, let me know in the comments below if this is a card that you think you'll try and make. I think it's a great little surprise card, this one, because it looks like a, you know, beautiful handmade card from the front, but your usual card. And then you open it up and you're like, whoa, whoa, what just happened? And I used the In Color resin dots. So I don't think this is actually, maybe it is Berry Burst. It could be. Don't quote me. look it up in the book. Just get them all. That's what I do. I just have every single one. I'm like, yep, that looks good. I want to use that. Just do what I do. So I had some here. One, two, and then the big one over here too. Wonderful. Love, love, love. What do you think, everyone? Let's put our little glue back here. Did I remember to do everything? I feel like I've forgotten something. Have I forgotten anything? Ta-da! Oh, yes, I have forgotten something. The back. Where do we write, Kylie? Tell me, please. Now, there's a few ways we can do this. I personally feel, though, it would look really nice. Oh, I don't know. I'm in two minds here. We could actually do an opening like so, where we have another like opening, a card opening that way, which I think would actually look quite good rather than opening that way. So let's do that. We've got the piece here, so why not use it? But you could do, if you've got our card templates, you'll know what I'm talking about. You could do Calypso Coral size, but this is the Gorgeous Grape template, this one. Oh, it's amazing how exciting it is being able to just pull out the bone folder because you've put it in your cup. It's amazing when you put things back. It's just genius. Like, who thought of this idea? Putting things back. Amazing. So I think if we do it like that, and then if it wants to, it can open like so, which is not going to be bad. And you can decorate this piece here. I like it. I think I'm going to go with that. Let's just have a look. Yes. And we go like that. Yep, that's really nice. Wonderful. So we'll do a piece of our Pretty Peacock specialty paper. Just remember, you can buy more. Don't hold back. Like, you look at all these projects that I've been doing, and I've got all this beautiful paper, like a whole sheet still left over. Don't be scared to use your nice stuff. You deserve it. Beautiful. Yes. And then we'll cut and insert here. I've got some spare basic white. I think this should be able to be big enough. Let's have a look. We've got 14.4. It is. By 10. I'll do that on the inside, and we might even add some of that beautiful basic white grid style paper as well. Wonderful. Or we could add another sheet of this. What do we think? I feel like it'd be nice to bring in that paper there. I've got some here. Ta-da! Don't you love it when you have everything you need at your fingertips? Yes. Yes. Now, if you wanted to, it would actually be really lovely. You could have another flower here if you wanted to do another one of those dies. It would actually look really good. What do you think? Should we put that there? I think we should. What's this piece here? Is it just a bit of basic white? It is. Or we could even bring in, have I got a piece that's long enough in the Pretty Peacock? Ooh, what's this over here? Da-da! Don't you love it when you find a little scrappy piece? We could do it like that even. Ooh, I do like that, but I feel like it needs to be thinner. Let's make it a little bit smaller. I feel like there's a little bit of paper jammed in here. This is a great way to clean out your trimmer, by the way, is take your pick tool, give it a good clean out, because it does get a lot of furries in here from all the paper. A little bit still stuck in there. There we go. So I think if I do that size, and we'll do 14. Yep, there we go. That should, yes, wonderful. I love to use up the scraps as well. Just ties everything in together. And how simple was that? And it's just like a little piece that people would probably either put in a little scrap pile, never to be used again, or in the bin. Look at that perfect piece of delicious paper that would have found no home. No home. Now, if you had some people want like a card for a number of people to sign. So this would actually be a really good one for multiple people to sign, because you could have like 2 sheets here. But you could even continue it if you needed to, like add another piece on here and have another whole section to write. And so even though you've got this at the front, and it would be quite large at the back, and you could even have a piece of ribbon underneath where you tie it just to keep it all combined. But it actually would be a really great card to do, where you just keep continuing, you know, for a few more, so that you have a place to continue writing. But I love that this can sit like that on the mantelpiece and still be private, like people aren't reading anything here, that it's sitting behind there, the writing. I really like that little addition. It kind of has become its own little thing, this card. It's like continued on. So there you go. That is our beautiful, what should we call it? Cylindrical geometric card. I like the name of that. Geometric cylindrical pop-up card. I better write that down. I'm going to forget. It's a really good name for a card. But if you know it as something else, please pop it in the comments below. Geometric. I'm not joking. I need to write it down. Cylindrical pop-up card. Good. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for your help on that. And that's the front. Yay! Thank you, everyone. So let me know in the comments if you think it's a card that any friends or anyone you know that would like to make that, then please share this video, like, subscribe. It all helps to increase our viewer percentage. Sorry, I will zoom in a little bit. I mean, refocus, focus. So let's maybe open it like that so everyone can be like, what is that card? Yeah, that's the money shot. That's the photo we want, right? Cool. Oh, thank you so much for being here today. And we really appreciate it. Now, the reason why I'm not commenting on all your live comments is because this is a premiere. I don't know if I said it at the beginning, but it usually tells you on YouTube anyway if it's a premiere or live. But don't you worry, I will be going through all of your comments and getting in touch. We've got a lot of things happening at the moment, and we will tell you in due time what is going on in the Bertucci household. But there is a lot going on, so we're very excited. But yeah, we will be in touch. We will be letting you know exactly what's going on. It's actually almost midnight here at the moment, so that's why I'm like blah, because I've got some things happening, and I'm just about to go and make some zucchini fritters with halloumi cheese, because that's what you do at almost midnight, right? We've got some things on tomorrow. Bria's got some talks to do in front of a big audience, about 1,000 people. So there's a lot happening. But we love it. This is the life we love. And we appreciate all your support so that we can do things like that, our community work, our voluntary work. There's a lot of things that we love to do for others. So thank you. Thank you for letting us do that. So we appreciate you being here. As I mentioned, please like, subscribe, share, anything that you can do to help our channel. And if you're thinking about being a member, why haven't you done it already? We would love to have you as one of our members, and you can come check it out. Remember, you can just do a month and then drop if it's not for you, but we would love to have you as part of our community. So thank you for being here, and I'm sure we will see you next week for another amazing live. Who knows what it's going to be? Surprise for me too, but we shall see you then. Bye everyone.